Welcome back to Helos and Homies. I'm here with a very prestigious guest. For those who know me, I've loved to do the Australian hip-hop / music scene. Mm-hmm. And this man in front of me is one of the pioneers in the current movement.
My guy.
Take
my
Flight.
guy. Good, brother. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, bro. So for what, people call you Wings?
Yeah, Wings is a good one to go for, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's out
Before
there.
we start, I just want to say, flowers. You're owed them.
My guy.
For everything you've done. Take Flight, how would we describe that to people?
Me right now, when I tell people what Take Flight is, I'm Australia's leading hip-hop and rap platform.
Yeah, leading.
100%. I'll stick to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll stick to it.
Yeah, and it's one-man mission, bro, which is arguably the most impressive thing in the world.
It is, bro. It is. The main bulk of it is definitely a one-man mission. Obviously, we got some other little join-ons now, but that's nothing to do with the page, just bits of content here and there, obviously.
Yeah. So those unfamiliar with Take Flight's work, I would say, bro, you're instant to news and releases, and you show love to the smaller artists as well, or the new up and comers as well.
I'm glad you said that because I get told I don't sometimes.
Bro, fuck them.
Yeah,
so,
amen, brother.
Bro, sometimes I've had it with Helos. Someone reach out to me, they're like, "Oh, like why wouldn't you promo me, but you promo them?" I feel like saying to them, like, man, like you shit, like. It's not even about being shit, bro. It's just like there's nothing here for me to even work with. It's not creative. It's not.
You know what? And even this is one big thing that, like, I interviewed another guest that isn't out yet, and I said to them, "How come you haven't done an interview before?" And they're like, "Well, my story just wasn't enough. It's not where I wanted to do it at." So people want to come on and get interviewed. Just say all the time. This is besides the news part. Want to get interviewed, and you're like. But bro, you've been around for 2 years. Like, imagine what we could talk about in 5 years. You know what I mean? There's little things with all that. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, bro, music releases, anything to do with the music as well. You've covered, like, how would you put it? Political is the word, but it's not the word when something's going on with our artists or the police. I think that's arguably your most vital coverage.
Facts, yeah. People love it, bro. People love it. That's probably I wouldn't call it negative because it's a negative situation.
It can drum up negative attention.
But it's positive for our scene in a way that people come on and show support, so it makes it positive. Because like you probably see, I try and keep the platform positive as much as possible. That's probably as negative it gets. But again, like I said, generates that positive interest afterwards. Everyone like, nah, fuck those guys, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. In the best way possible.
Yeah.
In the best way possible.
But yeah, like, bro, Take Flight, it's obviously got... Sky Sessions as well.
Just kicked off.
Interviews, you've got Flight Night on Spotify. So basically there's this massive platform that expands over multiple platforms itself. The most impressive is the Spotify one. If you haven't already, go listen to Flight Night. I love it. We talked about it before. But yeah, so you got Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Instagram would be your biggest, I reckon.
100%. That's my big focus. Obviously, YouTube is trying to be my next step. Yeah. My next step of...
It's coming along all right.
It's going good, bro. Like, it's not easy just to randomly generate people to get over there for long form in this day and age, as you probably know with this. Yeah. Short form is loved. Long form is a bitch. But people are coming around slowly but surely. It's
funny, bro. Like, podcasts have taken off.
Yeah.
But, like, they're like the longest form of video I've ever seen besides movies.
Bro.
But... TikTok's taken off as well. So a lot of people have like podcasts and you'd think they get mad listens. But in reality, like, because their clips get mad views.
100%.
But it's just the clips getting mad views.
Bro, like you put this video up, I got 100,000 views here. You go to YouTube, it's like 3,000. You're like, come on, guys, just take that step. Take that step. Come over to me, bro.
Yeah, but I reckon you're in a healthy position because you get a lot of views that are like in between a certain range, I feel.
Yeah. What are you talking on?
On like TikTok and Instagram.
Okay,
like
100%.
I've looked at your stuff before. I'm like, yeah, this is what you'd want, like the range that it's in.
100%. I'm happy with it. I'm definitely happy with it for sure.
Do you reckon Take Flight's got room to grow?
150%, bro. Yeah. 150% in so many different ways too.
Yeah. Like what?
Look, as much as I'm never going to promote... I can't say never. Things always happen. As much as I don't expect to promote overseas music and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd love for our platform to be the one-stop shop for when anyone comes to Australia as well. Like interview-wise, content with overseas artists. Obviously, we're going to keep the Australian one going more than anything because that's, to be fair, it's going to be hard for me with the overseas artists because I'm that tapped into Australia that I don't know a lot what's happening overseas. Bit of research doesn't go astray.
Yeah.
But even like that, so bringing in the overseas department, then imagine like, there's people in America watching like, who's this Aussie guy that's interviewing? Fuck, I don't know. Let's say Drake because let's manifest Drake.
Put it out there,
You know what I mean? Who's this Aussie guy? Yeah. Things like that, and just content galore, bro. Me and Kev, shout out 24 Karat Kev, my guy. We have that many conversations about the amount of crazy content we can do, and it's endless, bro. It's absolutely endless. It's just a matter of time and money, to be honest. Like time that we have to do it.
Capital A,
bro.
Big thing.
Yeah, big thing.
Would you say like covering? So SL recently came out.
Yeah.
Would you say that's kind of down the path you're talking about with like international coverage when they're landing in Australia, or would you say that's...
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy to do that already. So anything that overseas artists do here, bro, I'm happy because people love to see it. People love to see SL doing a clip in what's the area? Narrowee, I don't know, Crep Shop, wherever that is, bro. I love doing that kind of stuff because it shows, there's a culture down here for all these artists too. Yeah. And even if like just slowly other people across the seas start seeing what we got here, maybe like, ooh, Australia's got stuff popping, let's tap in, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, no doubt. I just mean like, I'm not going to post about Central C's new record that come out because to be fair, there's 100 other platforms overseas doing it better, but I think we're the best doing it here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to be the best at what we do. Everything we do, I want to be the best at, right?
Yeah.
I can't be as fast as people overseas because they've got the connects to the record labels over there. Will we have that one day? Who knows? Yeah. But look, you know what I mean? For now, that's not the goal at all. Not the goal.
It's crazy how quick you are and shit like that. Like, and Take Flight. I don't know how. I think the first time I contacted you, I voice messaged you.
Possibly.
I just said, bro, I don't know how you're on your phone this much.
Oh my God, bro. You should see my hours, bro. They grow every week. You know, when it tells you how long you've been on your phone, so much, bro. It's lucky I got an accepting missus that doesn't get crazy because I'm definitely on there a lot. I seem to be able to work my life pretty well, but like, you have to be to see anything new thing that's popping up. But for a lot of releases and stuff, right? A lot of it, you already know what's coming. Yeah. Shout out to the artists that promo this stuff properly because you have an idea of what's coming and whatnot.
Yeah, you can schedule it. You can sit 100%. Down and be like,
I can find what's coming. Even if I have to be ready like half an hour before, at least I know it's coming on Friday. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting there all day. But I'm definitely sitting there all day scrolling, bro. You know what I mean? Finding the right thing. But this day and age too, like when I first started 2 years ago, it was still a bit quiet. So I was like, how am I going to post every day? But at the moment, oh my God, that much stuff is happening that I have no issue with content.
Consumes you a bit, eh?
Bro, extremely. Extremely, man. Extremely.
I almost went down that route with Helos, bro.
Yeah.
Because funnily enough, before Take Flight, like 2 or 3 years ago, I looked at everything that was happening. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so do you remember CG Fez?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fez doesn't do music anymore, right? But Fez, back in the day, I met him in 2021, 2020. And when I met Fez, I was like, it just opened my eyes to much more. And I was like, this music is not where it needs to be at. Mm-hmm. Like someone like Fez is like Wretch 32 in England. But if you look at the difference of resources, it's explainable as to the positions they're in, both in their industries, right?
Facts.
So I was looking at Fez and Wretch 32, and they're both poets, just naturally, like, not rappers, they're poets. It's very different, you know what I mean? Like,
100%, bro.
And I was looking at Fez, I was like, fuck, we need to start posting music content. So I did that. Like, it's a one-man mission. I was still in uni. I'm 23 now, so I was 21 at the time.
Damn, you're young, eh? We're just talking about age before this. I'm like, I didn't know you were that young.
Yeah. Right. So, I was posting all that, and then I kind of died off, but I was... Because I kind of saw you guys were coming through, and there was a few other platforms out there as well that were coming through, and shout out to them. They know who they are. I'm
of course
in contact with them. Yeah. But like I saw all that and I was like, fuck, man, like there's no Grind Daily. There's no, like what's Charlemagne on?
The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, all that type of shit. You know, there's no like, even like if you go to just like freestyling platforms itself, like Daily Duppy on Grind Daily, and then you got Black Box, which is where I first saw Dave. I remember that shit. Street Stars, which was, it's no longer existence, but that was another one back in the day. And I was like, Australia doesn't really have this. Red Bull 64 Bars came along. Yeah. Sky Sessions has finally come along.
Finally.
And Triple J was the only one at the time. Maybe
Bars of Steel. Yeah, they've been doing it for a long while.
Yeah, but Bars of Steel, I still felt like there's something more that can happen. Mm-hmm. The best one, Bars of Steel, actually, while we're at it, shout out Kobe D.
Kobe. Shout out Kobe for everything he does, to be honest. What a legend, bro.
That was the... do you remember that one? Cody? Was it called Cody? No, Jody.
Jody. Was that his Bars of Steel?
Yeah. So he put that was on Triple J live on the radio. I heard that for the first time. That story is not like that story one.
I can't even remember that then, no. That's
what I'm talking
that's
about?
a song though now.
Yeah.
So he turned the buzz still into the
Talking
song.
about, like,
and
robbing the bank,
like,
he gets shot.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And he's got a music video for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, I totally forget that. My bad. But yeah, Kobe, best at everything he does, man. Absolute legend.
But yeah, that was the best. And then I kind of just sat and did Helos and its own thing and finished uni and whatnot. And over the past 2 years, I've watched Take Flight come along. And obviously your consistency stands out like nothing else. But then I've kind of watched it snowball just quickly from Instagram content into more and more stuff. And then you're at events as well. I've seen that. And then you did clothing. But yeah, I just saw this like snowball of like Take Flight into what it is now.
Yeah.
When you first started it, when was that? Like this current platform?
This current platform, nearly 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago in like, what are we in? What is May? I think July. July or maybe August.
Of 21.
Yeah, bro.
That's wildly impressive.
Thank you, bro.
Holy
Right.
shit.
Yeah, that's that non-stop that we're talking about. That's the only reason, bro.
Yeah. What was your first, like, how did it come about?
First ever post, or how did it come about?
How did it come about? And then
Right.
what was your first, like, not just the first one, but like the first, say, 25, what was the gist? But
I remember the first one. So not talking about the clothing, we'll disregard that for a sec. But the Ray Take Flight, the platform come about is I wanted to do interviews with people. I saw interviews out there. I was like, the only person I've ever rated doing interviews in Australia, no disrespect to everyone, but ones that I like to watch myself was Kev, funnily enough.
Shout out Kev.
Shout out Kev. So I liked his interviews and I was like, why is there no one doing mad interviews? You know what I mean? And I had so many different ideas, blah, 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 but I just kept putting it off for ages and ages. And then I went to El Jana. I took Moonboy, Kevin Barr, you know, Moonboy Visuals, and Alter Ego Visuals, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
I took them to El Jana when they came down, and they're like, what is Take Flight? Because at this stage, it was still just the clothing I was talking about, but I was promoting artists on it.
Yeah,
so they're like, what is it?
Yeah.
And I just told them, honestly, guys, I'm not 100% sure, but I have this and I have this and I have this. And he's like, have you ever thought about doing interviews? Like the way you're talking to me right now, this would be mad in an interview. I said, bro, I've been talking about it for years. He's like, why don't you start? I said, I don't know. I've just been putting off. He's like, you should do it. I said, true. Literally 2 days later, I went out and bought like cameras, mics, everything, blah, blah, everything you've seen. So that's how that started. Beginning into it, COVID hit. And I was like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do in the meantime? And I thought, shit, I'll start do some news while I'm sitting at home this whole time, bro. So that's how the idea of it. It wasn't supposed to be a news platform.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at home and I made a little, the tile that you see now. Because I was like, I want it to be different to everyone's. You know, everyone always has the same little thing. So I'm like, how do I make it different to everything I see? So I was trying to make this tile here, there, words here, there. It took me a while, but I had it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for something mad.
Yeah.
T-Pain reacted to 1-4 and I was like, bang, this is the first ever one. So that was my first ever Take Flight post, was that?
I feel like I remember that.
Because I was the first person to post. No one else posted it. Because I was sitting there watching it happen. I'm like, this will make a mad one. This is my moment. This is my moment. And I did it. Kicked off. And just from then on, nearly every day since that, we've been posting, bro. So that was the initiation into it, really.
Holy fuck. But yeah, enough about Take Flight for a second.
Yeah, all good.
The man we have in front of us is Wings. And we need to address Wings himself for the work he does. So I think, like, personally, when I look at you as, like, arguably the most important cog in the wheel at the moment.
Oof.
And what makes it most impressive, bro, is you work a job, but also your most impressive achievement ever was recently you became a father.
Hell yeah, my guy. My guy,
brother.
thank you, bro.
Awesome.
One of my most prestigious achievements, that's for sure.
Yeah, so sick, bro. That's so cool.
Thank you, bro.
And yeah, but before all this, we mentioned it before, you worked in a job for best part of a decade,
100%.
and then you're at another job now.
100%.
But Take Flight itself was a different platform. So, like, let's wind it back to, like, say, Wings in his early 20s.
Good time.
What was going on there, bro? Like, what was happening?
Bro, I was working. I was making music, like, crazy.
You were an artist, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So I was, like, making rap music from, like, I was 21 when I started doing rap music, bro.
Sick. Who was in the scene then?
Oh, bro. So this is the funny thing. Like, I was in, how would I say, I wasn't really in the scene. I started making music. I had a few friends. There was this guys called Sleepwalkers. Yeah. The guy called Crispy and Bura. I don't really keep in touch with either of them anymore, but I was good mates with one of them, and they were making music, this and that. And then I really got into Mac Miller around that time.
Yeah.
And you know, I always been
look like you, man.
the amount I got Mac Miller stories galore, bro. And they were like, I can't remember what happened, but something about Mac Miller, and I was just like, oh, this white guy's mad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be fair, I was never a big Eminem fan, none of that. So Mac Miller was my guy. I was like, I got really got into him. And we just talked about rap a lot with my mates doing their Aussie thing, and I was helping them out. And then, I don't know, one day I just made a remix for fun of a Mac Miller track, and it just kept going from there, bro.
What track was it?
Far out, bro.
Kids?
Maybe Knock Knock. Knock Knock was the first. Yeah, bro. Man, that was a vibe, bro. So I just made one of those for fun and put a video up.
Yeah.
Never did much, bro, but I did rap for a long time, bro. So I just been around the scene for a very long time.
Yeah.
Where Take Flight actually came from was the same time I started rap, which is funnily enough. So I caught a flight to America with my cousin Shades. And my life like changed over there. Every time I've crossed countries, bro, I swear my life has taken the next step in some way, shape or form. So I went to America, I was turning 21, or I turned 21, that's why we went there.
Yeah.
And we just lived life, bro. We just traveled around. I saw Mac Miller like 3 times. Like I said, bro, I was a huge fan. It was a vibe. Met him once in the back streets of New York really quick. That was fun. And like just...
Did he say like, fuck, you look like me?
Bro, he's friends. So I went to 3 different shows of his. I went to 2 different shows of his.
Yeah.
Tried to go to the 3rd, bought tickets to the wrong New York show.
Yeah.
So we were like, fuck, we'll just come back a bit later. We can see where the back door is. Maybe I can try and say what's up to him. This is the last time we're going to see him, blah, blah, blah. We went around, had dinner, came back at the end of the show. And we're just sitting there and his friends come walking over. And I know his friends are from his music videos. He used to do day in the life things.
Funnily enough, just quickly while you say that, I've told like how I met Dave so many times. In 2018 or whatever. And exact same. I spotted him from his friends.
Bro, 100%.
In all the videos, not...
You just know.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of an artist, you start to see the people around them.
Yeah.
And his friends came walking over to us. And they're like, bro, we just have to say, you look so much like Mac, it's not crazy. And I'm like, bro, we're from Australia. He's like, Australia? Mac's got fans in Australia? Because he was getting big then, but he wasn't like... He'd never been to Australia.
Still have Trump out?
Yeah, definitely. He was selling out shows in America, but he just had never been to Australia or nothing like that. So they're probably not thinking, oh, he's got fans coming to his shows in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, we couldn't get in. He's like, you should have told us earlier. We would have just, we saw you at the start, but we thought, who is this guy? So we would have taken you backstage and that. And I'm like kicking myself. I was like, damn, I could have met this guy, hung out the whole night. And then, I just waited around a bit more, got a quick photo with him. It was a pretty rushed. It was a quick one, bro. It was like a wind down the window, got a fucking retarded looking photo. But it was mad just to have a quick photo, especially now with everything that happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a snap of that memory.
That's so sick.
So that was me to Mac. But yeah, just being in America, I went to all these rap shows. We went to all these big rap festivals. Again, at that time, there wasn't a lot of rappers coming to Australia. Yeah. Well, not ones that I was a fan of. Anyway, I was on that like Meek Mill, Wiz Khalifa, Kid Ink. You know, all that. Kid Ink, I think, came, but that was about it.
Dropped off hard, eh?
Bro, hard, sadly. I played a show with Kid Ink.
Really?
Yeah. Back when I was doing my thing.
Wow.
But that was a good time and a half too. But yeah, just being over there really was like, I was like, man. And that's what made me go, I want to be a rapper, bro. You know what I mean? So I came back and the whole flight thing came from there because we took flight to America and there's the slogan, Take Flight. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, everyone's got a slogan now. You know what I mean? All these rappers got slogans, this and that. Yeah. And I was like, what can mine be? And I was like, to my cousin, take flight, bro. We took flight. My whole mindset changed. So from 21, which is, almost over a decade ago, Take Flight has been around just from that. And it just became, again, like our slogan. We called our team Take Flight. It's like Team Take Flight, this and that. So the actual words themselves have been around forever. But it's not until now that they've had, like, I guess...
identity.
Yeah, and outwards impact. More than just me claiming, oh, this is Take Flight.
Yeah.
Like now people were like, oh, man, you know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? And now it's completely different, obviously. But you know what's funny? It's still around the same basis. It's still around, like... the positive impact. It's still around the rap music. It's the same thing, just in a different,
different line.
Different line, bro.
Yeah. How good.
Bro, yeah.
Fucking good. So Take Flight itself, explain like the lifespan of it. Like, so obviously it was, at first it's a saying, and then it turns into clothing, or is there something in between that?
Nah, so it was just the saying for years, bro. And I just kept it around for the whole rap thing. I mentioned it all the time in lots of songs and that. And then coming towards the end, I was getting older and like not doing as many shows or making as much music. My life was getting intense. I had a missus. I was like, all right, am I going to keep doing this music stuff? Like it was fun and I like hanging out, but I'm like, I'm not trying to make it or trying to get famous. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. And then I was like, what can I do to keep it going? Or what can I do with myself as well? And I was like, fuck, let's make some clothes. I like clothes.
Yeah.
So I called it Take Flight. I was a bit iffy on it as well because I'm like, Take Flight's a pretty standard name. I'm like, isn't the maddest clothing brand name, but it's my thing. You know what I mean? I started doing that. And as soon as I did it, I made some clothes at the start. It was exciting. I was doing videos, getting rappers in the videos, this and that. And then I'm like, bro, I hate this. Like, it's mad to make a few dollars off people giving me money for clothes, but like, I can't draw pictures. I'm not great at Photoshop when it comes to new designs like that. I'm like, I'm not having a lot of impact on what I'm doing. I'm like, what am I doing with myself here? And you could tell from there, like when the page was up, the clothing page, I was still using it as a rap promo page before Take Flight is what it is now. So on the stories, I'd still be posting artists and a bit about their new track to come out. Like, so it was already happening without even trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that only lasted like a year.
Yeah,
the clothing thing, maybe a year and a half.
And then it just spilled straight into it,
bro.
So 2020, the clothing happens.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, right. And then 2021.
Straight into it.
Crazy.
Bro, quick switch. And I don't even think, I think I was talking to my friend. I'm like, should I make an announcement? And he's like, bro, no one gives a fuck. Just do it. And he's like, and I've taken that on board a lot with a lot of things. He's like, the internet doesn't care, bro. They just want to see what happens next anyway. They'll just follow whatever you do. Yeah. So it's like, all right, no announcement. Let's just do it. And it just swept on from there, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I always say that with content. There's no rules.
Zero rules, bro.
I think you can post what you want.
But the funny thing is I get in my feelings sometimes. So say we're like doing a podcast and something looks wrong. And like, that's just the OCD. Like, why is that color wrong? Why is that? But my mate's like, bro, but no one else is going to notice except for you. I'm like, true. Oh, what about if I want to do this kind of content? It's kind of different. Should I announce about it? No, just do it, bro. It's just more stuff. I'm like, all right, true. Yeah, just do it. Anything, any kind of,
Just, fucking do it.
Just do it. Shout out Nike. Sponsor me, bro.
Sponsor Wings. ASAP. I'd kind of do the same, but I kind of did it subliminally. I have a group of artists I've kind of work with. Yeah. I just built a good relationship with them. Facts. Kind of promoted their stuff, and it just kind of trickled into like, I don't know, Helos isn't really a clothing brand. It's just kind of something I want to push forward for like everything. That's why I have the podcast where I interview like footballers.
100%.
Someone like yourself.
Yeah.
And like a DJ, rapper. It's just kind of like bringing everything to the forefront.
100%.
And moving as a collective. I need to ramp up the clothing again.
And it doesn't have to be a clothing brand. It just becomes like your merch. Yeah. Like now we've got some shirts. Yeah. Not a lot, but we got some shirts. I guess it's just merch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just breaking the table while I'm here. It's all good.
So like I understand where you come from. But before that, bro, I could have sworn there was photos of you with like Manu Crooks and shit.
100%, bro.
So I just want to ask, when you were doing the music thing, what are some of like the highlights? You mentioned the kidding story.
My highlights? Oh, bro, yeah, there's a few, I reckon.
Yeah.
So artists that I performed with, because back then, again, there wasn't a lot happening out here. It was the Aussie rap, right? Yeah. And this is why it took me, that's a whole nother story, so long to get into it, yeah? Because I had the American influences galore, you know what I mean? I had the, like, Manu's Lil Spacely. I don't know if you know him. That's like one of my best mates.
Spacely, still trapping.
Yeah. That's one of my best mates that I made through music, but like my best mates now. So that's the kind of scene I was around. You know what I mean? So, what were we talking about? I just lost it.
Highlights of your music.
Highlights. All right, we'll start with the highlights before I get carried away. Highlights would be like Kidding Show because I was a big fan of Kidding. Yeah. Hobson. I played with Hobson at the Enmore Theatre.
Just hang out here, bro.
Hobson did?
Yeah, that's where his missus was from. She's from Penrith.
Oh, Penrith, yes.
Yeah, it used to be...
I was listening to that song the other day about, he's got a few songs about it, but that's a whole nother situation.
On like back in the day, so like bear in mind I'm 23.
Yeah.
But like on Kick, that's most probably like... Do you know what Kick is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So Kick when you're like 15, 16... I'm from up in the mountains, but on a Thursday night, like if someone said Hobson was at Penrith Plaza, like people actually get on the train
and go down
Plaza late night on a Thursday night. And
I saw him used to like go skating with kids in Penrith, maybe not kids, but young people. He used to say like, "Who wants to hang out for the day or something?" Yeah,
he's he was wildly just like normal.
He was chill as, bro,
for like kids from Penrith. And like now we tie here and stuff like that, like 1-4, like they are here, they're from here. But back then, it was like wildly just... And our footy players weren't superstars either.
100%.
This team is wildly popular.
Bro, they've created something crazy out here, 100%.
When we were growing up, we were getting a spoon. But like, so like just a superstar. And then there was a guy called Ricky who was from Geordie Shore. He's one of the OG guys. He had a missus from Penrith as well. So there was like those two guys. If they were at the Plaza, it was like wildly popular. But
Ah.
Hobson was cool. Ricky was like this quiet guy.
Yeah.
But like still like pretty famous at the time. For Geordie Shaw was massive show.
100%.
But Hobson was just like wildly just like calm, and he'd be like going to the skate park and
He's a legend, bro. He was a legend, bro. That's what I don't, like I said, I was listening to him the other day. I'm like, where is this guy, bro?
Yeah.
But, you know, people fall off. Maybe not fall off. People do their own thing, change up.
Yeah, I can't remember that fucking. He had a massive song back in the day.
Bro, his whole Knock Madness thing.
Yes.
No, what was he had the repeat songs every year. He had like one a year. Ill Mind.
there
How
we
could I
go.
forget? Ill Minds are huge. That was one of the first things I heard was, I think it was Ill Mind. No, it was Sag My Pants. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah,
There's like a
yeah.
bar in it. And this is what sold me to Hobson. I remember being on an old ass computer too. I don't know why this feels like so long ago. It's like, I'm just an idiotic, ironic, symbolic, illuminatic product. It's something, I don't know, but it was something mad. And I remember listening to that and going, oh, who's this guy, bro? Shout out Hobson. But yeah, then I ended up playing with him. Enmore Theatre, sold out 2,000 people, bro. That was the craziest shit ever. I brought my nan up on stage. She's up there with a walking stick. My friend, bro, there's footage on the internet that is still. There's my friends are popping champagne bottles over the crowd, throwing beers into the audience. It was an absolute ruckus, bro.
Yeah.
And consider we're just like one of the opening acts. So we just absolutely went wild. I remember walking off the stage and the people being so angry that like there's champagne all over the ground, this and that. I'm like, guys, when am I getting this experience? My apologies, but so that was a big one just because it was a good time. I had all my friends, like I said, my nan vibing out like crazy. She was getting photos galore with people after the show. They're like, that's that nan on stage, you know what I mean? So she was cheering.
How good.
That was a good one. What else have I done, bro? Mainly just shows I've played with people, bro. You know what I mean? I played with like Exhibit at a club in the city, and Exhibit was like an Pimp My Ride was like my shit back in the day. So little things like that was
Those
crazy.
cars were fucked up. What they made people leave.
How is that even a real thing, man? I was reading a story about it the other day, how fucked up it is, and what like after they left, it was just like, yeah, if this car doesn't work, it's your own issue.
Yeah.
And really just doing heaps of shit with my friends. Like, so Spacely, bro, he became like my guy every day. And we played shows all over the place. Like we drove to This is why times have changed so much, bro. We drive 12 hours to Queensland for 2 shows to like 20 people. You know what I mean? We played in Melbourne. We played in Newcastle heaps. Newcastle was a thing. So shout out to the guys who are doing things up there. And I just met so many people that have rolled over into this day and age. Like you said, Manu Crooks, Colt Shotter, Golo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that would have been my few highlights, was just them shows, bro. Because again, back then, they were like people I seen doing crazy shit in America, and I'm playing with them. I'm like, this is hectic. You know what I mean? I performed with MGK too. And at the time, Machine Gun Kelly. So when he first came to Australia.
What year was that? 2018 maybe?
Oh, nah. This is a long time ago, bro. It's like maybe 2014, 2013. Maybe?
Yeah.
This was because this was all in 1 year. Like the Kidding, Hobson, it was over a year and a half.
Oh, right.
So like,
would you say that's your glory years?
bro, it was mad. You know what I mean? I was just doing all these fun shit. I was playing all these mad shows. And to be fair, my music was shit. So I was just mad in my emails, just emailing people. And there wasn't a lot of artists down that vibe out here. You know what I mean? Like there was a few coming into it. So like I was making like American trap music. You know what I mean? But like making party songs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the MGK show was crazy because again, just someone else I thought was a fucking Macan at the time. Like MGK back then was a
weird guy.
Bro. But before, Loose Cannon, like he was like inspirational vibes, this, that. So I fucked with him hard. So that show was crazy. Yeah, I think that's it for the shows.
That's crazy, bro.
Bro, good time. Good time period.
I didn't know any of that, eh?
A lot of people don't because I don't publicize it no more. Because we could talk about it another time. But like when I said I was going to start Take Flight in this way, I was like, we're separating my past life because should I talk about it now?
Yeah, go for it.
So separating so my thoughts was, if I'm starting this platform where I'm showcasing music that I think is great around the country, or bringing up these younger artists, or even promoting OGs, any music, like I want people to trust what I'm posting. It's all about trust in the end. Here, if I'm making music that I don't believe in, I just was doing it for fun, and people listen to me and go, this guy's shit, bro. As if we should trust the music he's posting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm leaving that behind because it's not what I'm trying to do anymore. I'm trying to help the country where I feel like I'm more beneficial.
Yeah.
And that's bringing this shit to the forefront. So I was like, nah, once that's gone, I'm not going to sit around and talk about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
They're memories. I got memories for days, but like, it is what it is.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that you had all the connections, like with like Manu and stuff.
Yeah.
But like you'd lived the life of an artist, but then you went into being the media that pushes the artist even further forward.
Facts.
to more eyes, but you took away the publicity of yourself.
100%.
Bro, that's very impressive.
Thanks, bro. But like,
Very hard thing to do.
It's
It's like Howie, bro. Howie kind of does that.
Yeah.
It's not very like known to people that Howie won an ARIA.
100%. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know. I knew before this chat, but like at a time I didn't know that. You know what I mean? There was a time I didn't know he was part of like one of the most biggest groups in Australia at the time. You know what I mean? Like there's...
Yeah, my uncle, I told him I was interviewing Howie, and he was like, oh, Howie. It's like, what, like Howie. And I was like, yeah, Howie. Like, and he's like, no, he's got to have another name. And I was like, oh yeah, How. Latu Kefu, I think that's his name properly. And he was like, oh yeah, coolism. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
what's coolism?
Yeah, like what's coolism? This would have been when I was like 20 or 21.
Okay.
Oh no, this was coming up to when I was interviewing him, but I hadn't done the research yet. And then he's like, yeah, coolism, look it up. And I looked it up, and it's like arias and shit like that. Like I knew he was an artist, but I just didn't know like this was...
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But that's like, again, like you said, similar thing. The only thing is I didn't really... This is gonna sound bad, like achieve anything crazy. You know what I mean? Like I did mad stories and I like for myself, but to the average person, they're like, oh well, his raps were average, this and that. And I'm not stressed about that because I had the best time of my life at these times. You know, this is when I'm going out every weekend for 6 years straight. You know, add rap into the mix. I'm at shows getting lit. I mean, it was a good time. And like I met so many people over the years. Yeah. Which hasn't so much help now, but people I think know that I've been around. Like not
credibility.
Not everyone knows that I've been around, and that's fine. You don't have to know. You can see what I'm doing now, and that's no stress. Just believing what I'm doing now. But for certain people, they know that I've been around for a long time. You know, in the scene, whether it's helping other people or just doing things for myself, I've been around. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's nuts story, bro. When you give it 3 decades and you go to sit down to your grandchildren, tell your story, or your children are fully grown adults, and you go from back to front to back, you're like, this is my life story. They were like, well, holy fuck.
And that's just the beginning. There's also the years before that I was in a hardcore band. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm playing in Perth and Queensland with with like, I don't know if you know much of that side of the world of music, but some big bands, you know what I mean? Traveling Stick to Your Guns, First Blood, like hardcore. Who else? I don't know. They're 2 main ones because I was a big fan at the time. Yeah. So there was years that I started in a hardcore band. That was my first thing into music. But I always say, like, if it wasn't for hardcore, I wouldn't be the person I am now. Like, to be honest, look at Kev, right? Yeah. Kev came from the same kind of background. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it makes you a different kind of person because you respect the hustle in the hardcore scene, bro. It's not like rap now where you can get paid a few $1,000s to go to a club and do a show. Hardcore, you're playing for like $200 and there's 5 people in your band. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're hustling to get shows over the country. You're sleeping on people's bedroom floors. You know what I mean? And that was fun as shit. That was the fun of it. You know what I mean? But it's a totally different world. People are mad in that scene. You know what I mean? It's a character building scene, I reckon. Character building scene.
How old were you, bro?
I started that band when I was like 17, I think.
Oh, fuck.
So 17 for a couple of years.
Year 12.
Oh, yeah, actually, I probably would have been. I was out of school. I didn't finish school. But yeah, probably about that. I started it. We just had a fun time. You know, funny thing is, bro, I'm never great at this music that I make. Yeah. But I make something great out of it. Like the experiences, people loved us for like our good energy on stage. We provided like fun moshes. People went crazy for our words. It was like basic but fun. Yeah. So that was the mad part about it. And then I got to a point where I just didn't get along with the band members anymore. And I was like, we're at a high too, bro. Like for us, we're at a point where we're about to drop an EP. All those bands I mentioned before, I was going to go rap style, getting them guest verses on the EP. You know what I mean? Right. Fuck. And then I was like, I'm not having fun with this, bro. Like, what am I doing? So I just was like, all right, call it a day.
Holy shit.
Let's just call it a day. Let everyone know. We did one reunion show since. It was fucking wild, bro. But yeah, that was it for that.
What was the reunion show?
Where?
Yeah. Oh, when?
Oh, when? It was a few years ago now. Yeah. It was probably like 7 years ago now. Yeah. A long time ago, but that was a good time, bro. A very, very good time. And like hardcore and rap, it really does cross over, bro. Like, if again, look at Kev, just big crossovers from the way they dress, attitudes, demeanors. You know, it's.
Would you say like, or not so much Mac, but Mac is on the edge of this. Would you say like Lil Peep and XXX are kind of what you're talking about when it comes to like the crossover between hardcore
100%. Yeah, 100%. They're in a more like emotional zone. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but like,
but even fan wise,
yeah,
and their attitude and the energy they put out, their shows and stuff like that, for sure.
Yeah, Look at Me by X.
Oh, bro, that was the hardest shit ever.
Yeah,
like energy wise, come on, you can't look at every show that they just play that outside now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was. I remember when that came out, but before that, do you remember Ultimate by Denzel Curry?
Oh, no, I was never a big listener of Denzel.
It's like dun 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 dun, and then he just goes in. That's like,
if I heard it probably, but I can't say I know.
That was like the first ones of like similar energy where it's like this is made for a mosh.
Yeah, but there's artists out there like it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I even liked about MGK back in the day, because I used to watch videos of him on the internet. He'd have a band playing. He'd be like moshing in the crowd. People, you know what I mean? It's just good energy, bro. And that's the energy that the hardcore life brought to me, that then I took to the rap scene. And that's why when you see me on stage at the Emerald Theatre running around, jumping up and down, there wasn't a lot out here like that. Colt Shotter was doing some crazy shit. Still doing some crazy shit. But like, other than that, I personally think that I was one of the only ones bringing that crazy energy to Australia at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, shout out hardcore. Yeah. Not my thing anymore, but you know what I mean? It was good at the time.
Yeah, bro, what a life you lived.
Bro, there's so many lives. So many lives, bro.
Funny you mentioned Cold Shotter quickly. First ever song I heard from them was actually MK Ultra, which is like their most mellow, relaxed song.
Vibey.
Like one of the best. I think it's their best song, but then I got into their catalog and I was like, oh, fuck, like, this is something different.
They've been around for a long time too, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, they've been around from back in the day as well. Like I remember meeting Golo and that when there was no part of me that was rapping, bro. I think I probably had like no tattoos as well. Nah, I probably had like one arm tattoo. So that's how long ago it would have been, bro. But yeah, people like that been around forever, bro. The fact that they're still pushing is awesome, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
When you came through into Take Flight, and you started with posting artists, and you've built it up, right? There's a plethora of artists that are on the page,
for sure,
and you're making your own original content whilst also, or in a way, reposting.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff like it's a perfect mix of both. How do you go about it when artists approach you? Is it like an awkward process, or is it like all right?
It can be. Yeah, it can be. It really depends, bro.
Because that's the other side of it, eh? Like,
it's a shit part, bro. Like, even now, it's getting worse, to be honest. Like, some people, what word could I use, are very entitled to what, and I'm not talking young artists either. There's young artists that are just trying to push through. Then there's artists that are established and just think they deserve this and that and that. It's a crazy time period when it comes to them. But for other people that come forward, bro, I don't really take requests, submissions. I've talked about this kind of thing before, like anything like that. I just, again, on my phone 24/7, searching. I do ignore 99% of my DMs, bro, because there are that many that, again, like you said, one person team when it comes to monitoring the page. Yeah. I'd be there all day, every day. I do. Every now and again, I open one up, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But majority of the time, I just let that go. So it's more of an in-person thing. And that's why I say to people, bro, there's nothing better than connecting in person, right?
Yeah.
Like, because truthfully, like, I've been to all these states for Flight Night. I meet these new artists and I fucking love them, bro. You see them on stage. I've put them on Flight Night because someone suggested them. Yeah. And they bring this crazy energy. I'm like, this is hectic. Go back and listen to their songs. I'm like, mad. And like I said, I miss out on some songs. Like, you know, there's times where I do miss things because I can't be across everything. But yeah, there can be some awkward conversations when it comes to wanting to post music, this and that. A majority of the time it's ignored, so it is what it is. And that's no disrespect to the artist. It's just I can't be checking out every single... Yeah. The day that I have people working with me, and you know what I mean, my day is spent going...
It's a little intern.
That would be the best. Let me know which ones sound mad, hectic. We get and go through it. But until that period, it's never going to be able to be a smooth process of checking out everyone at all. Yeah.
How do you go about finding artists as well? Because I'd know from myself, there's... Sometimes you find them, obviously sometimes they just pop up in front of you.
For sure.
Like people send them to you, whatever. Yeah. But like when you go about finding an artist or when you have, I don't think you'd really need to as much anymore, eh?
Nah, not really. There's most artists pushing pretty good out here. So their names just, or their faces come around, right?
Yeah.
And with the amount of people I follow and the people I follow, people are posting their friends. So you could post someone today that I've never heard about and I'll be like, oh, what's that song? You're checking it. Yeah. So you just go down like a rabbit hole of finding people. That's probably the best way because to be honest, like people want to share good music. As much as I also want to share good music, you probably don't want to share a shit song. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm like, oh, it's on his story. Let's check it out. that sounds good. Let's keep going. And you get stuck in a rabbit hole. That's probably the best and easiest way I found people. So share your friends' songs if they're good, because you never know who comes across them. Not just me, but anyone, bro. Like even people who work at Spotify and all that surely suss the same way.
Yeah. Has there ever been anyone that's taken you back? Like
In what way?
Like in the most positive way possible. So like I remember HP Boys first got slid across my phone a few years back. What was it? I think Engineers was coming out. And it came across my phone. I was sitting there going like, fuck, like everyone's trying to copy 1.4 at the moment. Fucking hell, what's this? Turned on and like, oh, fuck. Like this is amazing.
Hectic.
Has that happened to you where like something's come across your phone, you just taking it as normal and then you're like, oh, fuck, like this is really...
That's a really good question, bro. I don't know off the top of my head. You know someone I did, but I knew of them before, but hadn't really fully listened or been... When Babyface Mal's Miko Part 1 came out.
Yeah, mad.
I was like, bro, you can ask my missus. I had that shit on repeat all day, every day. I'm like, bro, strapped up, shit gets sticky. I thought that was off his head.
Yeah.
Like I said, but I did already know him before that. Off the top of my head, I could not think of one, bro. I'm not going to lie. There's probably been times, but nothing that's standing out. No.
You know, another one was, and it recently came up because I think you and Kev were talking about Cursor.
Yeah.
Went back through Cursor's catalog, and I was just kind of like scrolling, and I was just listening because I'm a courier, so I'm literally by myself all day, bro.
Hectic.
Apple CarPlay is the best thing that ever happened to mankind. And Pray I Get Home with Morrison. Didn't know they had a song together. I just thought they kind of knew each other. That's why they followed each other on Instagram. I put it on from his latest album. I was like, oh, fuck.
Heavy.
Bro, unreal.
Yeah,
It's one of Curse's best, eh? And like Morrison, because I'm a massive UK fan.
Yeah.
Massive. And Morrison's obviously pretty heavy over there.
Curse has got so many songs, bro. His catalog is ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Or someone who, like, they're just from Sydney, but when they first dropped their song, have you heard Skenzo?
Yeah.
Right.
I had Della and Young Six.
Oh, yeah.
Pod, so yeah.
When Dangerous came out, bro, that hook, I was, because I've seen him around from back in the day.
Yeah.
When that hook came out, I was just like, oh, what is this heavy piece of shit, bro? Not piece of shit. Like, I mean, good piece of shit. Well, this is hectic. And I've been hooked on that hook ever since, bro.
Money Comes Quick, Young Six is another one.
Oh, him and Skenzo's track together.
Yeah. Money Comes Quick.
No, Double O member?
Oh, yeah, Double O member.
Double O member? I was pumped by that track too, bro. Yeah, them two together were hectic.
See, even that, bro, that's like a time before you were in the scene, because I remember that shit was just word of mouth, I feel like.
Yeah, so I had, when I had the clothing thing, is when I started my Flight Night live shows.
Yeah.
I called it Flight Night, but it was actually for my clothing brand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and... I had Young Six play there, and they came and shut that down with Double O member. So that was the first intro into it. I wasn't posting music then either. So you're right. It was about the same time.
Yeah, crazy.
Right, good.
What did you think when like 1.4 and Hef started coming through? Like, what were you thinking? Like,
I wasn't fully across it at the time, bro.
Really?
When it was first. Like I said, like my in-depth look into rap, Aussie rap, wasn't that long ago, because I was too busy focused on my friends like Spacely, Manu, B-Wise. Like they're the crew that I looked at for their music to come out. So I wasn't tapping into the Aussie scene at all. This is the crazier part about Take Flight. It's like, it's literally my life now. I'm addicted. I can't get away. I love so much that comes out of it. But there was a time period where I didn't listen to any of these people, bro.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I just never gave it the time of day. Yeah. And then around the time of like, Chilling It's One Breath, One Take. Bro, I was like, what? Who is this cunt? Right? Why is this song so fucking good? And what is this energy? And then it just became, again, rabbit hole from there. Then it just kept going and slowly but surely. I remember when 1.4's The Message dropped and everyone was playing it, because I think Isaac Pura.
Yeah. Creative, eh?
Oh, bro. Yeah. Absolute legend. Isaac and had a show at Candies. I don't know what it was called at the time, but Trav was playing it there. This Isaac's DJ Trav.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I heard The Message. So to be honest, that's the first time I've heard 1.4. Yeah. So then I had to do my research after that, because I wasn't listening to these people, bro.
That's nuts what you've built.
Bro, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because I was in a totally different scene. Yeah. And now but again, I think this is what has helped, to be honest, because there's a lot of people who don't show love or respect the Spacely. Everyone respects what Manu's done, to be honest. You know what I mean? But the Spacely, B-Wise, they've done a lot, but who do you hear talking about them all the time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't hear a lot of people. That's why when BBG kicked off, BBGB,
Yeah.
I was like hectic because people are talking about them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I come in and I like everything. Bro, I like pretty much everything. I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest Hilltop Hoods and that style fan. I'm not. No. So that's one thing I'm lacking on, right? Yeah. That's definitely one thing I'm lacking on. Shout out Kev, because he comes from a scene where he knows a lot about it. So that brings a good thing to Take Flight too. But that's one good thing about Take Flight is I've been across all the scenes now. I'm tapped into all of it and I respect all of it enough to post all of it when it comes out. Yeah. But yeah, quick changeover period, bro. Quick changeover period.
Yeah, bro, that's nuts because I'm just thinking about it because I remember... I was young. I could have still been in high school when Hefs did Not Guilty. Mm-hmm. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He's in the phone box.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hefs kind of disappears for a bit. 1-4 came out with Ready for War.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was like, fuck, get rid of the American shit. And
you know what's funny? I would have loved it, bro, because I loved the American shit so much. So I still would have been like, yeah, let's go.
Did you ever listen to Big L?
Listen to, not that I wasn't a huge fan, didn't listen. I'm very a modern day kind of guy, to be honest. Yeah. I'm that guy that doesn't tap into the old school too much, bro.
I said it to Howie and Howie said it was perfect. And I was very proud of myself for it. As soon as I said, heard Selly, I was like, oh, this is Big L.
Okay.
And Howie told me it was like his biggest inspiration was Big L.
There you go.
But yeah, so when I heard Selly, I was like, oh, this kind of sounds like Big L. And there was a few other artists that came to mind. And then, Shanks and Shivs comes out and it's like, holy fuck. Like what? And like just for a kid from the mountains, hangs around Penrith and like Mounties 10 minutes that way from when we're in Penrith. And you're like, holy fuck, like this is like drill.
Yeah.
Because I'd watched drill. I was across the UK scene. Mm-hmm. So I'd watched drill slowly come across when it was like, it was very underground. There was 6-7, like not to like, disrespect the current 6-7 here, but the original 6-7. So there was one in the UK, which was like LD, who was the original mask guy as well. Mm-hmm. And there was like Section Boys, who are called Smoke Boys maybe now. I don't know, they fell off hard. And then there was like R6 and then Gigs, you know, Gigs.
Yeah.
Gigs hopped on 6-7 song Let's Lurk. And then drill picked up and then you had like Harlem Spartans. Mm-hmm. And then OFB came around. Shout out Bo from J-Dub. I'm friends with Bo, but sorry.
Good guy.
Bro, his collab recently, like the J-Dub collab with Hetty.
Oh, bro.
Nuts, eh?
Yeah, the fact they're making this shit happen is mad. Yeah. And that's another thing, bro. Even like being around these people, like I was around G-Dub or a fan of G-Dub back when they first kicked off, bro.
Yeah.
So I remember going to like their pool parties and shit. So it's mad to see all these people, I mean, this scene progress and have the same people around. Not to go off topic, but yeah, they were, bro.
You see Hetty's post this morning?
No.
He wrote like a post to like Australia saying like he's coming and like just all it, like the photo shoot from G-Dub. He's like, sorry Australia, I'm on my way. I'll be there soon or whatever.
I got to go home and post that now, bro.
I can't remember what it was, bro.
I'll have to have a look.
Posted something about like coming to Australia. But I watched all that and then obviously 1-4, first time I heard them in Shanks and Shivs, you could tell it was Harlem Spartans.
Yeah.
Inspired big time. And then also with the mask, it was like RV type of thing from OFB. And then, I kind of watched that happen. And then Lissy came along, which that was the next one I noted really much. I'd watch Chillin' It the whole time because Chillin' It used to do Get Bodied.
Yeah, 100%. Him and Talakai, bro.
Yeah, shout out Talakai, man.
So Talakai has been around in my life for a long time too. So he was there watching me at MGK's show back when that started, bro. So like me and him have been around together for a long time as well when it comes to that.
Yeah. Bro, I remember the Get Bodied and it's like chill, brother, I'm chill, Tarantino. Yeah, that one.
Oh.
So I watched Chillin' It at this time's like dropped the album. Wish You Well Part 2's just gone
crazy.
Bang. Yeah, it's gone crazy. And there's the Husky featured song as well. I forget what that's called. And then Lissy comes along and he drops Say Less.
No, bro.
And that was nuts.
Yeah,
that
heavy.
was nuts.
Heavy.
That was like, holy fuck, like there's more. And then HP Boys come along. And so for a bit of time there, you had like Manu and stuff in their own scene, but then you had like 1-4, Hefs /6-7, and then you also had Lissy and a few of the boys from Logan as well, and then HP Boys. And I was like, holy fuck, like I've never seen anything like this.
I wish like I was tapped in that little bit earlier with Take Flight and that. Look, everything happens for a reason. So obviously I started at the perfect time or I wouldn't be doing what we're doing now. But like I wish I was around with that period because I can only imagine what we could have lifted this platform to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had all this content and all this coming out for the first time. And I'm waiting for that moment now. I'm waiting for the right people to come out now and just blow it out of proportion again.
Yeah, I think I'll call it now, like publicly. Juan, who's signed to...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think he'll start the next movement. So from watching the UK, Nux was like a big movement. Loyal Kana was the first to do it. It's like that jazz rap, very relaxed. But in reality, it's actually like a lot of storytelling. It's a lot of like opening up.
Yeah.
Kind of disguised in really good hip hop.
Bro, raps are back. They've been coming back. You know what I mean? They've been coming back for a while. But people are excited to hear rapping again. People are excited to hear raps, bars, stories. In Australia, especially, bro. So people are tapping into everything everyone's saying again, man. It's not just about the vibe, which is awesome, bro.
Yeah. And it's good to see like that originality coming back as well, instead of like, because there is a structure to make a hit, I reckon. There's like a bit of a structure into, but like with Juan, when I first heard Vent, do you know Home by Nux?
No.
It's basically like a story where it was Nux's biggest song. It did millions in days, and it was relatively unknown when it happened. And it's about just basically a story of him and his mates go to a party. One of the boys doesn't even want to go to the party. He ends up stabbing a guy. It's about knife crime in London.
Because how big it is, goddamn.
Yeah. And but Juan is like a completely different topic, but it's very much like a rant / vent.
Yeah.
Like the actual song called Vent.
Yeah.
And I think that's the next movement. I think that's like most probably what I reckon you could keep your eye on is that type of rap. Because bro, once it kicks off, like Slow Tie does it, Nux does it, Lil Kana does it, like, and there's such loyal followings. Yeah, because they're emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah, we
rappers.
just the Australian audience. We just need them to start tapping in all around. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I was saying about Fez, bro.
Yeah, I know. I only heard like 2 days ago. I saw How, and he told me that Fez wasn't really doing a lot. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of room for rappers now. People who can tell a story. People who got bars. People who can let their emotions out on a track, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, it happens.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get it across to the consumers, but they got to find it naturally as well.
Yeah, it'll come. It'll come. And that's why, like, I'm happy I'm starting Sky Sessions now, and people are going to be coming into rap again, bro. Like, I'm hoping that we get some mad raps at this present time, because people are keen to do it and people are keen to see it.
Yeah. Sky Sessions has been sick, bro.
Thanks.
So let's go through it. Who have you had on?
I've only had 2, bro.
Say True, and then
046. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Gravy Baby was part of it, but he was just an interview. Like,
he was just interviewing.
Yeah. The 046 one I loved.
Yes.
The Say True God one I loved. And they're both very different, which is what I think is
completely
critical in, I've spoken about before, I wanted to start a rap platform, like a freestyle platform.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do it anymore. But it was something I once wanted to do. But the one thing I always thought was critical was like, rappers need to talk about different things here.
100%.
Because everyone needs to find different moods here. It doesn't need to be all someone talking about the political state and then someone talking about like what's happening in Africa and London. Then there needs to be someone talking about like, I don't know, fucking the latest girl he's with. Someone talking, 100%, and then someone dropping bars about like Adam Goods in the NRL. You know,
just straight bars, 100%.
Just shit about sport.
And the lineup we got at the moment, I think even the first 5 is going to be very different. All very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's sick.
Yeah.
When did it come to you?
A long time ago. Probably a year and a half ago. Like when I first started, the idea was when I started interviews, I'm like, I got to do these freestyles, bro. I got to get like watching all obviously American radio stations go crazy with it. I'm
Breakfast
like,
Club.
Yeah, I'm like, I want this here, you know, Shade 45 even, you know. I'm like, obviously people do it. Again, everything I do, not everything is pioneered by me. I'm seeing it happen, don't get me wrong. But I'm watching it at a big scale in America. I'm watching it done hectic. And then I see it done here and I'm like, could be better. No offense, people giving it a go and it's mad. Like, respect to everyone who's doing everything they are out there. But every time I see something, even in America, I'm like, all right, if we replicate that here, it's got to be different and better.
Yeah.
So say a year and a half ago, but then there was just, you know,
life.
Yeah, life.
Work.
Just there's a lot of different things, bro. Even with Take Flight, like the time to do everything there, and now it's just the perfect opportunity. We got the studio we're doing the podcast out of. Yeah, you know, we're ready. We got everything set up, ready to go. I've got the connects, because you're gonna get some people wanting to come in and do a freestyle for you, using their time, effort, words, music for everyone. No, but I think people appreciate the Take Flight platform enough to want to do it now as well.
Yeah.
So it's been around long enough that I can get some. And I got some cool ones coming, bro. I swear.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking
bro,
pumped.
You should get How out of retirement.
I know, but we got to give it a bit because he just did 64. I mean,
bro, that was. Oh.
We got let Bars of Steel rest, then we'll get him back in like a year's time. You know what I mean?
Fuck, bro. That was special, eh?
Yeah, it was cool that he got to finish up like that, bro. I'm
not-
interested to see how the hip hop show goes. By the way, we're not going to get all into Triple J, but like they're doing all the switch up of artists at the moment as the host. I don't know if you've seen.
No.
I'm interested. So like A Girl hosted it for a bit.
Wait, from House Show.
Yeah.
I didn't follow after. Yeah. So what?
So like A Girl hosted for a bit. I think Kobe hosted for a bit. JC's hosting at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if they keep doing that or if they're going to end up picking someone, because at this time we're in, bro, you could set up a really big thing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like they can do it better than other radio stations that are supposed to be hip hop and R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me started on those ones, bro.
You know what I mean? It's all good, and there's people at those radio stations doing cool things, but all around, come on, do better. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Oh, that's why I don't like with Triple J. I got so much time for him because like they cover so much music.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, yeah, but that's why like I have time for Red Bull as well, bro. They do more. Like 64 bars alone does more for Australian hip hop.
Yeah.
Than some of like. You know, those
100%.
stations, those main stations people listen to in Sydney that are meant to be hip hop R&B. They do way more for the scene, and they're just an energy can.
100%, bro. It's cool. Like, and obviously they're doing it for a reason to bring that. But hey, if it's working for the community and it's doing good things, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Also, just give me some money and let's sponsor it. We can work together, Red Bull. You know what I mean? We can do some big things out here. But yeah, no, 100%. It's mad to see brands do it properly.
Yeah,
real good.
I think that's the way forward, bro. I think that's
100%.
I think that's how you go. I think that's how it goes about it. You don't rely on media as much, and you rely on independent brands, which I think Take Flight is. It's not so much a media company; it's more like a brand.
It is, bro. And like the thing is, like we try and keep it that way. When you say independent, like I don't know how to explain it, but like not having any push from the back to have to do this.
Yeah,
like
there's no one talking to you.
You don't have to push these certain people, and like people don't have to respect anything I do. I'm just a guy. You know what I mean? I really, the fact that I've got to this point is crazy to me because I'm just a guy who likes rap music. He's posting about it, yeah. But like, there's no one pushing me to post this person. There's no me getting pushed by labels to post their person just because they've got money to push them.
Yeah.
Could I take labels' money? I probably could.
Yeah.
I definitely could. But I'm not going to post someone who I don't think I want to post. For that was one thing I started at the start. I said, I'm never going to take money for posting an artist's song.
Yeah.
Off an artist and I did say I would take money off a label at the start, but I've since then declined because I'm like, no.
Your soul wouldn't let you.
It was for the wrong reason. Like I was thinking of it differently. I was like, oh, hell. But the people that labels want you to post for money are probably people I wouldn't post. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. There's no one involved. This is me doing some cool shit. You know what I mean? That's it.
How do you balance it, bro, with like the rest of your life? Like you still work full time.
Yeah.
Now a father.
Yeah.
That's unprecedented waters.
100%. That just came out of nowhere.
But before, like take away the recently a father, which I imagine you're not sleeping much at the moment.
He's actually doing all right. I'm not going to lie. People, I was getting real worried because I've seen some people go down some bad holes of no sleep. I'm doing good right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law, they had 2 kids in 2 years.
Oh,
so it was kind of like, I love my nieces. They're the light of my life.
100%.
But I kind of got to see like the whole sleep part of it. Bit, and I was like, holy shit. Like even when my nieces would stay over and we'd babysit and you'd be like, holy fuck, like you didn't sleep. Like you're one. And
I'm not looking forward to that time where it might switch up because right now it's real good and I'm just knocking on all the woods possible, bro, that I just keep the patterns we got now and I'm blessed, bro.
But yeah, before all that, like just full-time job and misses as well, right?
100%.
There's a lot to balance in that itself.
Yeah.
And then there's also doing a side hustle, but what you were doing is basically a full-time hustle.
Yeah,
I don't think it's what you call a side hustle. I
No,
think it was like
not at all.
Full-time coverage.
100%.
How did you go about balancing that?
Bro, I just made it work. I really did. So like having things set up to post in a way that I can be almost instant. You know what I mean? So it's not a stress. I can be here, there, everywhere. I don't have to be at a computer here or, you know what I mean? So that made it easy to be able to do. Oh, bro, I really don't know. I think it literally is just a dedication to what I do and how much I like doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 things. If I didn't have a accepting missus that I hang out with all the time, right?
Yeah.
So she came at the right time. Because if I was still going out and partying all the time, and bro, I went out and party 24/7. not long before her, right? So I wouldn't have time to do this. I'd be hungover the next day and be like, fuck this, throw my phone away. I don't want to post about it. So like, this was my life. You know what I mean? So like, it's just the love of doing it, bro. Like there's really no plan to it. There's really no hours for this, hours for this. And I know as people go on in business, they say you got to block chunks here and there.
For the schedule.
But for now, it's just working, bro. Like this happens. I plan it beforehand. I know this is coming. Get this ready to go. That's out. Got time. Like I said, I could be at home doing dinner and be like, oh shit, all right, this is coming out.
Yeah.
It's just the love of it and having understanding people around me. It really is, bro. Have understanding people around you that are like, all right, we know what you're doing. We believe in it. You know, we believe that there is an end goal of like trying to make something out of this in the future. You know what I mean? So you could stick to it. It's just helped so much. Other than that, there's no planning, bro. It's just get it done. Think of ideas and get it done.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Have you heard of Bedros Keuilian? Do you know who that is?
Who is that?
Bedros, he's nothing to do with the Australian music. He's like this American guy. He's a madman. He used to be a bit of a bum. And he turned his life around. Very rich, very successful. He does like an individual podcast. Basically, on that podcast, he just tells you like, you're a fucking bum. And this is what I did to stop being a bum. Because I was once you. Right? I was once. But anyway, he did this podcast and it kind of sticks true with yourself. And there's a few other guys I've noticed as well. And it's, he said the number one factor in any successful man or man on his journey to success is partner. And if they're supportive, they're just due for greatness.
Oh, bro.
But if they're not, no matter how good that man is, if he's with someone, if that partner's just draining them and just drags it, and he goes, no matter how good they are, more often than not, they're fucked.
Because there's no chance. Like if I didn't have a supportive partner, like there's a chance that I love rapping here, but I'd be like, oh, well, this is my life here, you know what I mean? Yeah. How long is hip-hop, rap, Take Flight going to be around in my life? You know what I mean? Hopefully forever. I'd love it. But there is a chance that doesn't happen. There could be a younger platform in 7 years' time that comes along and smashes me out of the water. And you know what? If that happens, that's my own fault for letting things go. You know what I mean? But you know who will hopefully be there forever is my partner. So the fact that right now she's supporting it gives me the opportunity to go hard, bro. You know what I mean?
What a cool thing to share too. Like a journey like that, like an independent journey.
It's mad, bro. She supported every little thing about it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was there when we had the clothes, getting photos, helping me fold it and send it out to the point of just letting me chill on the couch while I'm sorting out these posts, or because I do the interviews as well. I mix the interviews, I chop them up, edit them.
Premiere.
Yeah, Premiere, all that kind of shit. So I'm there doing that at home too, and it's just, you know what I mean? Having the person there. And it's also mad having someone beside you when you're just doing it, you know what I mean? I'm not trapped away in a computer room. Yeah, now, I probably lose my mind because we're doing that much content now. I'm like, what else am I doing? This is my life.
You're talking to a man close to it.
100%.
I'm just in a room. I'm in my bedroom. I got my corner, like I got my desk set up, and it's just got my screens and my laptop. I'm just in there all the time, just fucking editing,
going hard, eh?
Yeah.
And that's probably the worst part. But at the same time, I know what I like, so it's hard to pass it off to other people. So I do have like a couple of people around me with the computer side or the editing side that would help. But I already know they're going to send something and be like, all right, that's not the right shot for TikTok, or it's not the right shot for Insta. All right, I got to do it anyway. So I'm just like, fuck. For now, while I got the opportunity, I'll just keep doing it myself, bro.
Yeah. How fucking... So, wait, do you edit your podcast on this?
On...
Like Premiere?
Yeah, 100%.
How do you... Sorry for people listening. How goated is the fucking... If anyone ever does a podcast or a video where you got multiple cameras for one shot, do you do the multi-camera sequence thing?
Bro, I don't know how to use any of the shit I got. I just do it, all right? So, no, I don't. I sit there and I clip through. I'm not going to lie.
You manually drag it in.
No, so I have the 3.
Yeah.
So, save 3 camera angles.
And then you merge them together?
Nah.
And synchronize them?
Oh, like for sound-wise, so they line up.
And then what, you cut them and then drag them into one sequence?
So I go bit. No, I have all 3 and I go, all right, this part of this part, this part of this part, all the way along.
I've got to show you something.
Look, do you know what's funny though? Where I work out of now, where we do the podcast out now, we've got someone who does live editing for us, yeah?
Yeah.
So that does help. But again, remember, I'm very picky and particular about what, so I still go through and I look at it, I'm like, oh, extra second there. So no matter what, I'm still doing it. Yeah.
I find that with this, I do like one big edit and then I do another edit.
Yeah.
And a big thing about like, even though Benny's in the switcher room, shout out Corn, that like shots when you want to see people laughing, even though someone else is talking, you know, because there was an AI tool that came out. Did you see that?
No, yeah, our studio was telling me about it the other day.
Nuts.
Is it hectic? What does it do? Just pick towards who's talking or something?
Yeah, but that's part of the problem. Because I don't know about you with Take Flight, but like often there's people laughing and there's emotions you want to capture rather
and
than
you want that 100%. And because we have a full front shot too of both or 3-4 people, there's sometimes where you want that everyone in the room, they're having a good time. And that's right. It's not going to get it if you've got the AI.
I kind of want to do that with this. I wouldn't mind a camera there, so it gets like a Rogan. Yeah, so 3 cameras, one in the middle, so like a Rogan shot.
It'd be awesome, bro.
Yeah,
100%.
We do that with we have done that before, and we turn the TV on, but it's kind of like you need a fisheye lens because of the room size.
Yeah, expand on it. All right.
Yeah, but
future things.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Growth,
shout out
bro.
to 2-7 projects.
100%. Hey, shout out 2-7, bro. It's fucking hectic out here. It's clean. It's nice. That wall is huge.
Yeah.
That wall is huge.
It takes everyone by surprise, that wall, eh?
It's nice, bro. It's very nice.
Yeah, Ty's head on it, Apollo Kuso and stuff like that. It's just such a sick wall.
It's nice, bro. It's nice that there's a place that's so proud of their community too, I guess. You know what I mean? That to do something like this. Obviously, it's a business, but, you know what I mean? To even have that there is to show that, you know, how proud we are of the people around us is hectic.
Yeah. Growing up, bro, you just, like, even, like, Take Flight, like, that's why, like, homage needs to be paid all the time. There's just, like, I would never have pictured it because I've been observing Australian culture for the longest time. Like what we're currently, like this room we're in, I never thought would be possible.
Yeah.
Take Flight, I never thought would be possible.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? And
100%.
Bro, like for the longest time, I just thought like, fuck, we're just going to watch UK and America for a while.
Like I said, I was only US rap. I've never cared about Oz rap except for me and my friends and that close circle. The fact that I can literally post about that every single day of my life. The fact that 2 weeks ago, I had a list. So I write a list through the week of I see stuff coming up that's going to drop that Friday.
Yeah.
I had like 25 artists on that list, bro, in 1 week, yeah? And that was just the ones that I found. There's 100% a bunch more.
Yeah.
That's crazy that there's that many people doing things out here. And it's the best. It's the best, bro.
Yeah. What a life, eh?
Bro, we're doing good out here. We just... I don't know. We need a few more people to do some cool things, and we'll be on a whole nother level again.
Yeah, I think I want to launch a thing called Sporting Club Helos, where I just post like unique sports content and stuff like that. Yeah. And on TikTok, like I do fucking well. Awesome. On TikTok, I do this thing called Sunday League videos. Did you ever play football?
Nah, bro. I played baseball. That was it. I told you, I'm like US through and through. I was like grown, like 100%.
Fucking baseball.
Bro, I played baseball for like 7 years.
Holy shit, were you good?
I was pretty good. I was a little fat cunt, but I was a pitcher. I went hard. I was pretty decent. And then I started getting older and people started to throw harder. I started getting hit all the time. Yeah. I don't like training, bro. I hate running before games. Like you go to practice. Yeah. I just want to play the game. So then I got over it. I also did, just because we're talking about amateur wrestling for a time period, bro.
Oh, like wrestling, like high school wrestling type of thing.
Yeah, so I went to this place to do professional wrestling because I was a big WWE fan, obviously. And they're like, well, you have to do amateur wrestling first. So I did like a year and a half of amateur wrestling, got a silver medal, not in the Olympics or anything, but you know, I got a silver medal. And that was a 5.5, bro. But other than that, yeah, baseball, bro. I told you, everything I did in life was just revolved around the US until Take Flight came along and it's Australia through and through.
Fuck. Which actually quickly to touch on your US thing, your freestyles are very US based because in the UK they don't do those reactionary ones where you're in the studio.
Okay, yeah.
Like Hood Bars is more UK based.
For sure.
Shout out Hood Bars, what they do.
Bro,
love it.
Heavy videos.
And the editing.
Oh, bro. And
that's what I wanted to do, what Hood Bars does.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking to it. And when I saw Hood Bars doing it, I was like, no point.
Too late. Yeah, I talked to him a couple of times and the amount of time he said it takes to do some of those things is...
nuts.
Yeah, look, go for gold, bro.
But they'll live forever.
100%. They'll be around for absolute ever, bro.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine editing anything like that. But yeah, with yours, where you're like in the studio. I think that's what like the freestyles are unique about yours.
Yeah, bro. It's mad because like I said, I appreciate the raps that are coming out of it, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far, and I hope I keep doing it. Obviously, there could be a time where raps come through and they're a bit average.
Got to listen to Charlie Sloth on Diary of a CEO. He talks about that.
Yeah.
Charlie Sloth's Fire in the Booth.
Of course.
And he talks about that. He's like, there's some that never went out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he just said, like, you're way better. Like, he'd just tell artists, you're fucking way better than this.
Yeah.
Like, this is shit.
You know, the hard thing, like, I guess, I wonder if he was always on that level. Because in Australia, that is hard, bro. Imagine me telling anyone in the studio their shit. It's such a small world out here, bro. And this is why, like, podcasters, I guess, like yourself, interviewers, we can't talk shit about artists. Not that I want to talk shit about artists, but even to tell someone that song isn't good.
Yeah.
All right. And we Kev talked about this. They're cruising down the M4. They're pulling up. And they're like, oh, it's really not good, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the artists out here, there's some would have attitudes like that.
Yeah.
So that would be hard to do. Very hard to do. So everyone just keep bringing hard raps to Sky Sessions, all right? Please. I'm going to put it out. Just make it hard.
But yeah, I do want to do like a Helos music type of thing because I have Sporting Club Helos.
Yeah.
And basically like we play Sunday league football, right? So like Div 2 all age men's, which isn't like the worst level in the world, bear in mind.
Okay.
Obviously I'm a bit out of place with my shape and size, but I'm like do a pre-game talk where I like give like a Gus Gould State of Origin type of speech, right?
Heavy.
You know, welcome to the Rome of Penrith, aka Blacksland, blah, blah, blah. Give a pre-game speech as to like who we're versing. It's all Sunday league bullshit. We all pay to play.
Okay.
And then I do a post-game interview where I'm like holding the beer and I talk about how we got smacked 6-0, shit like that. Bro, they do all right. And it started to pick up. So I was like, Helos music's definitely like something I could do because Sporting Club Helos went in this different direction where I went from posting about like genuine like topics that like I felt like didn't get coverage. Mm-hmm. And they did all right. And then some things get like 250K views on TikTok out of nowhere.
Bro, that's heavy.
Yeah, like shit like that. A lot hit like 30 to 50K out of nowhere. And I was like, with music, I definitely feel like there's an avenue for a bit of raw content as well. Like that TikTok would really like.
People love raw shit, bro.
Especially live shows.
People love raw shit, bro. You know what I mean? Even I've just taken, you just said live shows, like live videos, right?
Yeah.
Of a show. People love it, bro. You know what I mean? They just love watching, right? But that's right, even out and about. To be honest, one of my most unfun things about Take Flight. So I don't know if you saw the Easter show video.
Yeah.
Now, I don't do it that often, but I had to talk to random people at the Easter show, like a full-on reporter. I don't fuck with that, bro. Like,
you didn't like it?
I felt like, you know, those people at the shops are trying to get your donations.
Yeah.
I hate that, bro. I hate those people. Everyone's got to work. And like it's mad they're getting donations, although I don't agree with some of that because, you know, I don't think all the money's going there. But like I felt like that person, like you're going up. It's just like that's the TikTok generation though. And people love doing it and people love seeing it. But for me personally, nah. So there is room for shit like that and people love it, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't want to make it as TikTok-y, but I definitely just want to be one of those guys with the camera. I don't even know what avenue you go the other day. But like just like some of the conversations I've been around, especially at the studios, if there's a fly on the wall, you know, that's except like we actually have a camera and it's recording conversations. Obviously everything goes through the artist before it's put out. But also that camera can capture shit that can be used in album promos and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like there's space to like document it rawly.
Facts, bro. And all this shit is, like you just said, documented, bro. People love history shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of shit in the Australian rap scene that probably isn't documented. You know what I mean? There wasn't heaps of people doing like interviews through and through all this time. That's one thing I'm happy about us doing the interviews so constant now. Is like we're going to have that many chats that are going to be on the internet forever. Yeah. And hopefully some of these people one day blow like to another level and they can look back and be like, hey, this when I talked about this at this time. You know what I mean? Yeah. History shit. Raw, it doesn't matter what it is, you know, it's going to be around forever. People are going to love it, man.
Yeah. I feel the same about Helos and Homies, bro.
But that's it. It's exactly like this, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know where these people are going to end up. Hopefully one day I can come back and be like, yeah, man, I finally turned Take Flight. I'm working for Take Flight now. It's not just working this freaking sales rep job, you know what I mean? But you can look back on it and look back on these chats and be like, yeah, that was a moment in time, bro. And we got that forever. That's the one thing I love, bro. Because I'm just like that across everything, bro. My memory is terrible. I love photos, bro. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what it is. History is history. It's good to have.
Bro, you're speaking my language, eh? My memory's like fucked.
Bad, eh?
And so I feel like because there's a lot of things coming through, that a lot of things aren't just sticking. You know?
ADHD life. I took Ritalin for like a lot of years. You know what I mean? I just think my brain's just like doing this 20. I think that's also what works with Take Flight is like I'm non-stop. Like my brain is constantly thinking.
Yeah, don't stop thinking.
You know what I mean? So like I have to keep going, but that's the memory side of it too. I think I'm thinking of that many things that I lose track. I'm like, oh fuck, what was that again?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that again? Oh, bro.
I do, bro. I have that many good ideas for Helos, eh? And just
gotta write it down, bro. You gotta write it down, man.
But the problem is I'm a fucking courier, bro. So if I'm on the highway, the best I can do is try and just like say it out loud for like a minute
until you remember it. Oh, bro, yeah. That's it. Like to be honest, I could probably sit here and go through my notes on my phone because I do write a lot of things down. but I probably have that many notes that they've gone and I'm never going to see them again. You know what I mean?
And the actual idea is gone in itself. Like it's written.
It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late.
What's next for Take Flight, bro?
Continue what we're doing right now, bro.
Yeah.
Keep pumping out these podcasts, interviews, keep pumping out these Sky sessions and just evolve from there, bro. The goal is to bring on a team eventually over time. It's not like, right now. Obviously, there's not a lot of money in it. And when I say a lot of money, there's like little to nothing. So it's not like I can pay people to come do this and that. But the way you can expand from here is crazy, bro. I want different people doing different content, you know what I mean? Have different people on. Like we've had A-Girl on interviewing LeVar, you might have seen. Little things like that. I want to give other people a little spot to come do their thing that they're interested in doing.
Yeah.
And there's so much room. There's so many, like I said, me and Kev got so many ideas for content that like, let's just fucking run it. Yeah. But time, bro, time. So that's the main thing.
I feel like the journey you're on, there's a long fucking stretch of road and you're at the end of the stretch of that road. It's been a long fucking straight journey. And in front of you, there's just like 4 or 5 different roads to go down. Like there's endless possibilities for yourself. You've done like the major grind that is like, I've got to post every day. I've got to comment on this amount of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You've done that work. You've gone to all these events. But I feel like now you're at a very exciting point where it's like, all right, how do I monetize this so I can actually give my all to it? I can give my full-time life to it.
Facts.
And in that way also I can improve my personal life because I can be doing more there as well. But it's like, you find yourself where it's like, how do I monetize this so I can make more content, better content, higher quality, build a team around it. It's very exciting, bro.
Bro, legit, everything you just said is the point we're at, like trying to get monetization across different things. Yeah. Once we can obtain that in any way, shape or form, to make that my goal. Like if I'm doing this afternoons, nights, weekends, when I get time, imagine if it's 8 to 10 hours during the chunk of the day. Imagine how many things we could put, bro. Like you said, endless. Opportunities are endless. We just got to get there and get them done.
I feel like with Take Flight, it would be, I feel like all I can imagine is like you working 8 to 10 hours a day and then some kid on afternoon shift doing like 1 to 9 who's covering shit and uploading shit and going through like comments and stuff.
That'd be heavy, bro. 100%.
And then that way you're covering like the whole day. And I think only with studios being built and people realizing that you can build a platform yourself.
Facts.
I feel like only your job's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
100%, bro. And you just got to find dedicated people. It really is, like I mentioned before, dedication, bro. Like anyone can do what I'm doing. As much as I've lived a huge life to have the connects, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Not that anyone's helped me do anything with Take Flight, but like I've known people. So I've got that mutual respect with people. Anyone could do this stuff, bro. Anyone could come on and help me. It's just finding someone who's as dedicated, finding people who are dedicated to not only doing the job, but to the music itself. Yeah. Because if you're not interested, it's just like my day job. Why the fuck? Like, I wouldn't care, bro. You know what I mean? You get over it at some point.
Yeah. It's hard, eh? It's hard finding like that.
Amen.
Yeah, I try and find it with this, bro. It's hard.
Amen, bro.
But it is what it is.
You just push through, bro.
Yeah. You just keep on pushing. But with the music, it's very much like you got to find someone who like breathes it. Yeah. And finds that like there's a lot of value in what the artist is saying and like the value they bring to just people's lives, which is entertainment.
Yeah, 100%.
Or a form of escapism for people that are working in jobs they don't like and shit like that. Like 100%. That's how, music's very important. I feel like people sometimes don't grasp the actual importance of
facts and just believing in the future of what's happening here too, bro. Because there is some people that really do believe it, and there's some people that are just like, oh, well, this is happening now. That is what it is. That's it. Yeah. But like, I really do believe that with the right choices, this scene in Australia could blow up not only around the country but worldwide eventually. I know it's a hard thing to scope and hard thing to see, but there is definite possibilities for it to happen. Yeah.
The way I look at it, bro, this sounds bad, but it's said in the most endearing possible way. Do you know Alex Jones?
Yeah, 100%.
On my life, every time I've seen a rapper come through that I really like, I'd like do my best to give them support and give them advice based on what I've seen, what I've learned, and just like, here's your best possible moves and here's labels I've noticed that maybe you could work with if you don't know how to do it independently. It's very much like, I don't ever want to see another Alex Jones come through and slip through the cracks.
Oh, and just disappear, bro.
It's most probably the best MC the country ever
bro.
seen.
Alex Jones, Sky Sessions. Come on, bro, please. No, but legit, bro. But that's the thing. There's not a lot of support in certain ways, right? So even like Take Flight, right? I appreciate that you appreciate what I'm doing. But like industry-wise or the government-wise, they probably don't give a shit.
I can give a fuck.
You know what I mean? But just imagine the government said, here's some funding for you to continually promote hip-hop and rap in Australia.
Yeah.
And I don't expect it, but I'm just saying, imagine I did that and then I could pay people to help me contribute to the hip hop and rap scene in Australia. Like, imagine how big it could grow. You know what I mean? That's it's hard getting even those sides of the world to tap in.
Yeah, it is hard, bro. That's why like brand deals are massive because they start to bring you more attention and they bring you more. There's like sides to business, I find, and there's like this corporate side, and it just takes like one deal to get you into like where the money actually flows in from.
But you know what? It's lucky we have that here because like I said, for the years prior when I was around, very, very minimal, if anything, right? Yeah. So it's awesome that these brands are tapping in and I don't care who they are, bro. I know people talk shit on even like Culture Kings and that, bro. But like if they contributed some money to this scene, bro, like they're massive, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like now that they're on the stock market, America, or this shit the guy sold his, I don't know. But imagine even a place like this. All right, we get it. You're ripping off this clothing. It's fucked, you know what I mean? But contribute to the hip hop scene that you're out here representing.
My main problem with them.
Huh? Yeah. I know, and I fully understand that. I do.
Because they sell on the back of the culture, but they don't contribute to it.
100%.
So if they did, I feel like a lot of people, I personally wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they
you
were.
know, again, at the same time though, some people still would not give a fuck because there are people out there that still talk shit on JD.
Yeah.
Bro, how much does JD
need to do?
But how much do they give to artists or support platforms?
Yeah.
Not mine. Yeah. Come on, JD. But like, you know what I mean? Like they actually have done a lot when it comes to giving money or having people involved and making it look hectic. It's making people look legit. All right, these artists are sliding through their JD. Yeah. These artists are on the poster in JD. You know what I mean? Full Locker, slowly catching on, but you know what I mean? Bit left behind. Yeah. But brands doing that for the scene are great, bro, because first of all, they don't have to. I get it. They're trying to tap into the culture, but it's a two-way street, bro. It really is. You know what I mean? Yeah. It benefits both ways.
I feel like, if you're going to sell to the culture, that this culture, what it wears, if you're selling products into that product market, it's very easy to align yourself. I feel like some of these guys were just making so much money that they didn't.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
And they couldn't give a fuck. That's why I appreciate JD. Because like I did the photo shoot with Young Six and then his next photo shoot was with JD. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. That is so cool. Like JD Sports. And JD Sports aren't an Aussie brand either. Like
100%.
Bro, they're a UK brand that just tapped in. You know what I mean? I can appreciate what they did.
And took the fuck over. You know what I mean? See what happens if you don't adapt and overcome? Foot Locker is losing it, bro. You know what I mean?
And that's like why Crep Shop and Shoe Grab do really well. It's because they tap into not beyond the music. They tap into like sport and like these like multiple different avenues where like feet are on the ground. There's actual fans
100%
relating to the customer.
That's it. They tapped into their audience, bro. They know what's going to work for them and what's going to work for the people around them.
Tap the fuck in.
Tap the fuck
As
in,
the
bro.
West boys say
100%.
Look, bro, we've got to finish up because the cameras are going to run out.
Easy.
They go for an hour and 40.
Is that how long we've been going?
No, but
Jesus.
I'm looking at that thinking like, fuck, we're close.
No, all good.
Look, before we end, first of all, congratulations on everything you've achieved.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
It's amazing. It's awesome, and you deserve to hear that.
I appreciate it, bro. I really do.
I always think sometimes people don't hear that when they should, you know? And I feel like words of encouragement can go a long way for people actually doing it. You know, like
they do, bro. They really do. I appreciate it beyond. I don't know about other people, but I definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, feet on the ground, like you've been doing the damn thing. And I've said this on the podcast before. I'm an observer. It's like I just kind of witness people from afar. And after a while, I'll get in contact with them. But for a while, I'll actually just sit there and just be like, oh, I wonder what you're doing. And I just every post, every story, I'm looking exactly what you're doing. And for you, I watched you for a while, and I was like, after like a month, I reckon, not even, I was like, this guy's fucking legit. And then it just kept coming. And to the point is that now, bro, it's like, fuck, like this guy's going to take over. Like this is going to be like the number one source. And hopefully what you do, I think the most important thing of what you do, I think you'll be number one. But more importantly, I hope you bring healthy competition to the plate. A lot of people see what you do and they go, fuck it, I want to try and compete with him.
Just quickly before we do cut off then, I've never talked about that before, but that is one thing I'm glad that happened when I started Take Flight. Yeah. Because there were platforms doing things, and it's very stale, bro. But I don't know if you've seen people have picked up their game. Look, We're taking the fuck over. It's that simple. Shout out Take Flight. Yeah. But other platforms around and other things have really stepped their game up, bro. You know what I mean? And if Take Flight died tomorrow, if I woke up tomorrow and I did like I did with the band and said, fuck this, bro, I've had enough. People have been hitting my DMs, threatening me or something about not having this song posted. I'm sick of it. I'm glad there are other platforms out there that have stepped up and started doing some cool shit and evolving, bro, because it wasn't happening before.
Yeah, that's why I think it's like very important, just in general, like with any market you see.
Yeah.
If someone's killing it and it's for a good reason, like what you're doing, you can only hope that healthy competition comes from it and then in turn makes you better, but also gives more opportunities to the artist, the music, in turn, better value to society.
Facts, bro. And healthy competition is best, bro. Like whether it's the music or the backing things, right? The platforms in the back. Because it's the same as me. If I see shit happening, I'm like, ooh. I can't let it slip either, you know what I mean? And like I said, a young person at home right now, I used to watch when I was doing the clothing brand, listen to a lot of podcasts at the time. And they said, we're not worried about these established brands. We're worried about that 15-year-old who's sitting at home grinding, ready to like take the fuck off. And that can still happen. So, you know what I mean? The healthy competition is always welcome.
It's like Cortez, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bro.
Like, quickly, just like Effin and Judah. Mm-hmm. They are just like fucking... And G'd Up as well. Yeah. G'd Up's a bit of a different market, I reckon. Yeah. But like Effin and Judah are just like... Yeah, they were just there, bang, taking over.
Bro, shout out my dog Judah, man. I don't know if you seen him pull up in the tank the other day. Right? Yeah, bro. Again, this music thing is what I love, that I've met some good people, bro. I was meeting Judah and talking to that guy, and like I'd call him a pretty close person now. Yeah. He is a crazy man, bro. The ideas he had, but the thing is he pulls through. Like he pulled through with that, bro. He executed that Cortez thing perfectly. Worked great for him, bro. Worked great for Cortez. You know, he aligned himself with him, bro. You know what I mean? And he's non-stop since. You know what I mean? He's young, bro. I think he's your age. You know what I mean? And he's doing bulk amount of clothing out here, bro. Bulk amount of ideas. Pulling up with tanks, doing these things around, going to UK and doing shit in New Zealand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nuts.
Anyway. Shout out Judah. It's just quick one there. I love that guy, bro.
Shout out all the streetwear boys, man, because that's the other part of like the music culture.
Yeah,
is that they have to simultaneously exist. Clothing, good looking clothing, comfy clothing.
Yeah,
and fashion trends have to simultaneously exist with the music.
Preach.
As I believe. But even you can see with Effin and Judah themselves and G'd Up, like they're just across all the rappers. Like,
bro, G'd Up's been doing it since way back. Like I said, like there was a time where I was talking to Paco before the takeoff of the logo hoodie. Yeah. And I was like, do more singlets, do more jerseys. And you know what? I still have the messages, bro. He was like, release more raps and I'll do more jerseys. And one of them will be a collab. That collab never happened. So G'd Up, Take Flight, let's do a collab. But like he was even like back then trying to push me or push the music scene. You know what I mean? He's been supporting before all that. He was supporting artists back in the day before this takeoff. So they've been around too. They've just done the unthinkable and grown to gigantic proportions that I didn't imagine either, bro.
Yeah, I was talking to Bo about that on the podcast, like the core logo hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts, bro.
I got the first one somehow. I'm glad I did, bro.
Really?
That orange one.
Yeah.
I had it on the other day. Parker's like, is that the fucking OG? I was like, yeah, bro, I still got it. Come on, man. But yeah, since then, it's just been ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous.
It's been, because I remember their Parramatta store. I used to go to the Parramatta store. But yeah, just watching that, like the fashion take off, even like over the other side of the country, Street X.
Oh, bro, I love Gucci Smoothie. Oh my gosh, the shit that he does. Totally different market to some of these people, right? Like he
taps into so many.
Bro, he's got like across the board, like when obviously like the fighters and you know, sports stars and that, but like I feel like he's got the Aussie cunts in there, bro. Like who else is doing budgie smugglers and that? You know, this guy walking around down, it's so funny, bro. And I told him when you come to Sydney, I need to be in one of your adverts, bro, because they're just fucking hilarious, man. You know what I mean? But that's it. They're all the way over there and they're thriving, bro. Thriving. So
you wouldn't pick Perth.
No, that's what I mean. And thriving, bro. So people can do it.
Yeah. He perfectly nailed, like, if you haven't heard of Street X, I don't know what you're doing. If you listen to me, God knows why you haven't heard of Street X. But, like, yeah, bro, he perfectly nailed, like, bringing just, like, Aussie blokes into streetwear.
Facts, bro.
And made it wearable for them so that they feel comfortable enough to wear it. Because a lot of blokes are like, when they start wearing clothing, they're like, oh, I don't know what people think. Yeah. So he's kind of, like, given designs that are, yeah, you can wear this out and feel fine. But he's also brought them into, like, all right, here's the rest of the streetwear that you might not see. Here's like the boldest fucking colors you can imagine. Here's like collabs. Here's expensive streetwear. Here's not so expensive streetwear. He's just the king, bro.
Street X, beast.
Done it. Now, before we head off, one last thing. Advice just for young people,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I was to pick what you were to say, based on everything you've told me, it would be to try as much shit as you can before the age of 30.
Bro, just live your life, man. Do everything. Travel inspired me to do 10 million different things.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think you're not going to like a country. I thought that, went there, changed my life. That was
country?
just Europe in general, sorry.
I fucking love
I thought I'd never want to go to Europe. Went to Europe, best thing I ever done, bro. And like, yeah, travel. Every time I went to America, I came back a different person, bro. Came up with a new hustle. Came back appreciating more. You know what I mean? It's a story for another time again. But like, yeah, try everything. If you feel like you love something, bro, just give it a go. Like I started in a hardcore band, bro. Like I grew up listening to rap. Yeah. Then I got into emo music for a period because I guess I didn't know where to fit.
Avril Lavigne and Green Day and
Bro,
shit.
bro, even down to like My Chemical Romance. Like I went deep, bro, but like I don't think I knew where to fit in at school at that time. That's again a whole nother story, you know what I mean, of my life. And then the hardcore side came along and that shaped who I really became, yeah?
Yeah.
Still listen to rap, but then I somehow ended up back in the rap scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always listened to it, but I found myself in it. Then from there, rapped myself. Now look at this, it's like the business side, I guess. It's not the business, yeah, it's a business, but like I've just, each section has just helped me grow more and more, you know what I mean? And help me find what I want to do. But all it was is every time I felt like I wanted to do something, I just fucking did it, bro.
Yeah.
And you think I knew shit about clothing? No. You think I knew shit about rapping when I started? No. You think I knew shit about, running a media page? No. Like even interviews, bro. How the fuck, my first interview was Chilling It, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to conduct an interview. I liked watching interviews of US artists, but I didn't study or nothing. I was just like, yeah, I can talk to people. I like talking to people, but just fucking do it, bro. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be about absolutely anything. And I'm pretty sure people say it all the time, but it's facts. Just fucking do it.
Yeah. I think the travel thing's big, bro. I went to Europe last year. Mine was a bit of a bender with the boys.
Mine was a 6-week bender, 100%. But
we clocked 5, bro. We clocked out on the 6th. I went to Thailand for 3 days by myself.
It was a hard time.
I did Tomorrowland. I did Ultra.
I saw some photos of you there.
Yeah, that was where I Tomorrowland. I saw like music events done properly.
Yeah,
I've never seen Australia.
Yeah.
Can't even fucking. Actually, funnily enough, Rice is around. She is the closest thing we have with events harder style.
Yeah.
She kills it, and I think she might even be in the room next to us right now. But yeah, in terms of like a massive fucking event, like never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that's one regret I had is, well, it's not a regret because I had the choice of going to Tomorrowland or going to the Greek islands. Yeah. And I chose the Greek islands and I had the time of my life, but I wish I saw Tomorrowland, to be honest.
Tomorrowland, like we were there for 5 nights Yeah, 5 nights. Fuck me. Oh no, 4 nights, 5 days. Camping, like the people you meet. I could go on about it.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I could. But Ultra in Europe, bro, in Croatia, in Split, which is on... Did you go to Split?
No.
Oh, it's the most beautiful
Hectic.
place. And yeah, we're in Split, and so I was staying at a dingy hostel. I think it cost me $38 a night or something.
I love those hostels, bro.
And there was I had one mate with me, but there was 2 American chicks. One lived in Paris and worked for the American embassy, but she's like lived in Paris for a while. And then there was like some Welsh guy that played Union and was asking me, because I was an Aussie, he was like, oh, what do I do in Union? I was like, bro, I've actually never played the game, mate. It's not that big. It's not that big over here. It's 100%. All private school boys. And then, but we're at this $38 hostel, but it's on Split Beach. But Ultra was from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Okay.
Best fucking 4 days of my life.
Yeah, that sounds heavy, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I'm too old to do it now, man. My body would give up on me after half the things I've done in my life, man. It's too much.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, bro, I just want to go back and I'm going to South Asia at the end of the year.
Awesome, bro.
I think there'll be more like, obviously we'll party because it's cheap to party over there.
100%.
But also like just, I'm just keen to relax over there and just like kind of reset in a way. I also want to go to Samoa and Tonga.
That'll be heavy, bro.
New Zealand when I'm 25, so I'm 23 now. So next year.
Why 25?
I feel like in New Zealand you need to be 25 to rent a car.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's probably.
I could be making that shit up.
You might be able to do it, but like even other countries, like the insurance is like fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, insurance for a 25-year-old's completely different.
Yeah.
So I think. Yeah, and then Samoa and Tonga, I was like, well, I may as well just do a big Pacific island trip, end with New Zealand. So yeah, I want to do that when I'm 25. Plus, I met the FTA boys last year who went to Samoa.
Yeah.
And man, Aussie's photos from Samoa were sick. So yeah, I'm keen to travel, but a lot of boys like my age, they get caught up in like weekend to weekend shit. a lot of people listening to this get caught up in going out every weekend. And after I did Europe, I was like, man, like, fuck this shit.
Bro.
Like,
look, I somehow managed to do both. I don't know how, because I worked at Bunnings for 10 years, bro. You know what I mean? So I wasn't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like, if you are doing that, find a way to save that money, bro. Because 1 3-week trip away would change your life. You might come back and be like you said, fuck those weekend things, bro. If I can go overseas and like absolutely just run amok, have a great time, come back with memories you'll never ever experience here.
Yeah.
Like going to Europe for me, I didn't think I'd be so interested in even all the history shit. As much as a bender, I was on a Kentucky for 3 weeks of it. So like,
oh, that's a big hit,
bro.
That's a big hit on the Kentucky.
Bro, how good is this? I went over there thinking, all right. I'll go on Kentucky. I'll drink every second night. All right, bro. Every night for that Kentucky, bro. Plus the other 3 weeks of our own. Oh my God, bro. Best time of my life. But you know what's funny? That you go on this 3-week Kentucky and you meet these people and you spend 3 weeks straight with them. You leave them. You don't get sad, bro. Yeah. That's a quick side story.
We still catch up. Like they fly from Melbourne and Perth into Sydney.
That's awesome, bro. I talk to them every now and again, but not really.
Yeah, we have like people from Kentucky like fly in Sydney. The boy from like some of the boys from Sydney, we still keep in contact with. Like see them, like they're our mates.
Yeah,
and we were on it for 8 days.
It's funny how fast you get really attached to people when they're around all the time, bro.
Live with them, bro.
Bro, it's crazy. But yeah, Kentucky's, people talk shit about Kentucky's, but that was one of the best times I've had in my life as well. So,
yeah, I think it's just a crew you get. But I think traveling overall, bro, you just open yourself to like life. And like in Europe, big thing for me, I'm a half Italian, right? So I've always known the importance of like food and coffee.
For sure.
As stupid as that fucking sounds, like some Aussie that's never experienced it. It's very much like that is a lot of your, like a big part of your morning is your coffee and like how you wake up and whatnot. And just enjoying your meals and like the actual food you have is like made with love. It's not just like meal.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's a proper thing. So when we're in Europe, like the amount of like emphasis they place on dinner being shared with each other and like having dinner out and like in restaurants and drinking and like just like music in the street and like how they interact with each other. Very different to Australia. And I was little things like that, and then also the history as well.
Big fan.
Yeah, crazy stuff, eh?
Yeah, like you come here, how old is shit here, bro? Not that old. You go over there, it's like thousands. It's thousands upon thousands of shit that you're seeing, like buildings and that. Yeah. Here, there's a big history. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like you're looking at the Colosseum from how long ago, and you're like, how is this a thing? You know what I mean? Like,
funny you said that, bro. I literally said the same to B-Wise because I went to the Colosseum. Anyone traveling overseas don't have to do this, but free game. I just got on a Lime scooter, so they're massive over there now.
Yeah,
like those electric scooters.
Okay,
I go out, like I do the normal, go get lunch, go do the tours of a day, blah 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 blah, whatever was free. Sometimes I go over a day on the Lime scooter. I'm on the Roman highways. I'm getting sworn at in Italian.
That's crazy, bro. What a beast.
I love the day. I'm getting sworn at in Italian. They think like, oh, this is like this American or Australian has no idea what I'm saying. My nonna used to fucking smack me with a
You got it?
Bro. I know exactly what you're calling me, you prick. But I'd go at like 2 or 3 a.m. by myself or just with a mate. Did like Trevi Fountain, Colosseum, and just like Rome in general.
All on the Lime scooter?
All on a Lime scooter at 2 a.m. Bro, best you can do. There's no one there and you're just standing there and you're like, holy shit, like this is fucking, like what like who the fuck did this? Like,
right? And you're like, I saw this in my history books at school. Like you learn about this shit and then you see it and you're like, true. Like this is legit. This is legit. What are we looking at here? The Harbour Bridge or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why the only thing that even comes close to anything like that here is when I'm lucky I live in the mountains because we have like Red Hands Cave and things like that.
Yeah.
You see the indigenous work of the Darug and Gundungutta.
Okay.
And like, man, like you go into the caves at Glenbrook and like, like you look at the hands and like the paintings, they're very faint because of the dust.
It's gone away over time.
But like you still see like a faintness and you're like, holy shit. Like same feeling as the Colosseum. Obviously it's two different things.
Yeah, of
but
course.
it's very much like, I feel so like tiny right now.
Yeah.
Like
it's history, bro.
Yeah.
History. We talk about history all the time. History is just a good thing for everyone, bro. Everyone involved.
I do Vietnam at the end of the year. That'll be interesting.
Awesome. I've never really had the oomph to go to, I don't know, the Asian continents, to be honest.
Asia?
I don't know. I just haven't. But again, I didn't want to go to Europe. I refused to go to Europe multiple times. So, I went there and it changed my life. So again.
What changed your mind?
I don't know. I was getting older.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've gone to America a few times. I'm like, what else am I going to do? And I can't remember. It was one night on a bender. I said, I think I'm going to go to Europe. Just going to give it a go. Actually, I was going to move to Europe. I was like, I'm going to move for a year somewhere. Like, I'm like, what am I doing? I was going through that time in my life. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing myself. I've been at a job for 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to do. So I thought, I'm just going to move to Europe for a year, move to England or something. And I thought, I'll go for a trip there first.
Yeah.
I booked it. I met my missus just after I booked it. And then like 3 months later, I went without her because I had already had a book. So I was coming back and I was never going to move there after that, meeting the girl who I'm with now, like who I'm now married to. But that was the original plan.
Holy
shit,
bro.
Imagine I moved there. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's another whole story in itself too.
Could have been the connect, bro.
I could have been, bro. I could have been big in the drill scene over there in the UK. You know what I mean? Take Flight UK. Hey, who's in the UK wants to help me set up Take Flight UK? Let's go.
I reckon you do all right over there.
Yeah, you just got to keep the same hustle. You just got to find someone that's dedicated, bro. But again, these places got big platforms already. That's the hard part.
Only because the scene grew.
Yeah, 100%.
UK didn't have a big platform before BBK and
150%. Bro.
Wiley especially.
Yeah.
Without Wiley, the UK doesn't do anything.
No, bro.
I heard Olen Tekers talk about yesterday. He's talking about like if you get put on by Wiley, you're like,
you're good? Okay.
Yeah. And it's very much like, I don't even know if Aussie really has anyone like that, eh? Like that just did it by themselves for so fucking long that as soon as they put anyone on, like
they're good to go.
Yeah, go do your own thing.
Time, bro. Time, and we'll have those people.
Yeah, I can only hope. Eh?
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
Crossing my fingers, but I believe in it. Just I don't know, time.
We'll wrap it up.
Awesome, bro.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Guys, good chats.
Subscribe to Take Flight. Is it AU?
Takeflightau, bro.
Yeah, 100%. On YouTube.
Yeah, Takeflightau everywhere.
Yeah, Takeflightau, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Trying to grow that TikTok, eh?
Yeah, TikTok's going good. We just got to grow it all the way up, bro. Yeah. We want 1 million subscribers, all right? 1 million followers.
Yeah, followers.
Yeah.
And yeah, Flight Night on Spotify. I cannot suggest it enough.
I
genuinely, I'm not paid to say this at all. I love it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. And there's a lot of playlists out there. So
yeah, it's doing really well. And we'll see you next week.
We are, bro.